here with the girls. We are going to be doing a Christmas home tour. It's definitely a little bit late, but better late than never. And we're also going to switch out the dining table for a New Year's table, and I'm super excited about that. I did a video on that a couple of years ago, and I really liked how it turned out, so I'm gonna kind of mimic what I did then, but with a different twist, because as you know, like with my Christmas, I'm simply using what I have found, and some of the things that I used in that video I was not able to find, so I'm just gonna use what I did find, and hopefully it'll turn out well. But you know, as always, whenever I do a tablescape, I always want it to be cohesive with everything else. So we're gonna do a full Christmas tour because I never showed you everything. I only showed you parts as I was decorating, and I've done something. So I want you to see the whole thing put together. So we're gonna start out with the home tour, and then we will get to the New Year's tablescape. Right here in the entryway with the girls, one of my favorite things this year was this blanket that I got for their beds. I got two of them because they each have a bed, and I love them. I love the green. I love the deer on it. I just think it speaks Christmas. It has the little berries, and I just love it. And then of course they have their Christmas toys, which Lily's favorite is this. She plays with that little cup all year round. She loves her Christmas toys. Lacey's not much into toys, but she does enjoy them occasionally. In the entry, I ended up putting these two trees. Nothing is lit. As you know, I never really found my fairy lights or anything, so it just is what it is. But I decided that I was gonna be happy with how it turned out. There goes Lacey. She's probably getting ready to go jump on the couch over there. I decided that I was just gonna be happy with anything that I was able to accomplish this year. And I'm really happy and pleased with how it turned out overall. On the entry, the only thing I really did was this bowl. I just added these picks in it. And then these jingle bells are the ones that I found at an estate sale for 50 cents a piece. They're huge. I love the different sizes of them. I love the really big ones because, as you know, I had done jingle bells over here, and I just felt like it tied in really well. So here I did change this up a little bit. It's hard to tell, but I did mix the jingle bells in here. I had found some at some of the stores that I went to. And then here I decided to do something a little bit different and put the candle holders instead of candles. And I really love how that turned out. I think just the overall look of this is classic and kind of that old world Christmas that I was going for this year. I did my two Christmas trees, which I never did decorate, primarily because I just didn't really have time to decorate them, and it was going to be hard on my ankle to try to decorate these. So I just left them like this, and I'm fine. I actually kind of like that they were just lit, but I didn't even put tree skirts on them, and I'm fine with it because the girls would just try to get it and it wasn't worth it. One of my favorite things that I did this year is my table. I wanted it to be simple, but yet have that old world classic feel. And if you were with me when I actually put this together and saw that video, again, you know that I just chose things that I had when I opened boxes. Whatever I found is what I used. So I started out with my sleigh and my beautiful Santa. I used a furry pillowcase inside, and I loved the way that looks. And then I just used the present boxes with some picks. An addition that I made since you've seen this was I just added this little ornament to the front of the sleigh. And I love how it added the couple different colors and just gave it a little something there. And then I just used some picks and added in the picks on top that have all the colors that I'm using, and then the little pine cones. And then these were some thrifted candlesticks, the brass candlesticks, and then the crystal candlesticks are also thrifted where I have my tea lights. And I did check, I had shown you in one video where I had bought some green candles, and I did try the green candles, but I ended up liking the white candles better. I felt like the white candles actually pulled the table together better. And then these placemats were thrifted this year at one of the consignment, I say thrifted, they were from the consignment shop. I love that they're reversible. These are Pier 1, and I really love those. I had enough to do the whole table, but I wanted to mix and match a little bit and use these tapestry placemats that I've had for several years. These were thrifted for just a couple dollars a piece. They are beautiful, and I feel like they added to the table and gave that old world charm that I was looking for. Kind of kept it pretty simple over here. If you remember, I used to have a basket here because we have to keep all of the girls' things in there, and I found this at an estate sale recently. So I like this because when you're just looking straight on, you can't see everything in it, where with the little basket you could. So I really like that that hides it. And then their treat jar. But I did this arrangement, which I really like how that turned out with the red velvet bow. I think it just pops and it looks great with the table. And then I just added my tray here. I also found this at the estate sale, the glass bowl, and I just think it's so pretty. Again, with the jingle bells and just some of my picks. These are the really beautiful crocheted coasters that I picked up at the local store in town this year. And I just put a few Christmas trees there. And so nothing special really there, just a little something to bring the green back into that spot. When I was at the estate sale, I found this Christmas tree, which I absolutely had to get because it was a great deal and it matches my mantle. So I love that I found that separate from the horse and carriage that I already had on the mantle. Lily wants to go out in the sun. So in the kitchen, I just did a few things, and one of the things I did was this rug. I love it. I love how it brings the color in here. Look at that little tail. What do you want? You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Good girl, Lily. Lacey, do you want to go outside with sister? She doesn't. Lacey is still on the couch, happy as a clam. So back here, I ended up using my present boxes, and I just wanted to keep this really simple. So I put some Christmas trees in my vases, and I really like them. I think it turned out just nice and simple, but yet a little festive touch. And it ties in nicely, I think, with the mantle and brings the white back to this part and the green. So here, I'll go ahead and show you. I did not do much on the shelves this year. I will probably do more next year. I did downstairs, but not upstairs. I wanted to keep it simple up here. So all I did was put my garland. I was going to embellish it some, but I didn't. I never got around to it. But I love my balls. If you've been around, you know these were from Costco a few years ago, and I absolutely love them. The only thing I did on the shelves was I added a couple of green Christmas trees, and that was about it. For my mantle, I ended up adding picks. So everything on the mantle is just a combination of picks, and I absolutely love how it turned out. I felt like it needed something to bring in all the colors, and I just really couldn't be more happy with how that turned out. The only thing I would do differently next year is add lights. All these are doing is they're just sitting up there. They're not held down in any way. So I didn't want to put any lights or anything, but next year if I did it, I would tape them down or do something to hold them down and then put some lights. And then these are my stockings that I found at the neighborhood chapel when I went, and they have their little thrifting event where people donate Christmas items. I couldn't believe that I found these and how well I think they go with all of my decor. And then a little festive pillows. On this pillow, it's actually these Christmas trees on this side, but the plaid was what I wanted for this year. And then my pillows over here. And this is the one that I got at the thrift store in my neighborhood at the chapel. And I think it was the perfect find for all of my Christmas this year. So you can kind of see how that looks with the table behind it. and then it pulls from the dining table over there. In the kitchen, I just did a few things. So I have this little setup right here. These were all the things that I found at one of the shops in town. And I just love how that turned out. I just think it's pretty. It made me happy. And I would actually use these bowls for my breakfast. So when I was making a yogurt bowl or something, I would use those, and it was just nice and handy. I love teapots, so that made me happy. And then that is just one of the towels that I had found at the little thrift shop in the neighborhood when I went. So that was a nice little find there too. And then I just added my spatulas and a little Christmas tree and my pitcher for a little festive touch there. And then here I had this set up already with a cookbook, and I switched it out so that the colors worked better, added the Christmas trees and the picks. And then one of my favorite things is this. I didn't know what to do up here with these split countertops, but I do like how that ended up turning out. And then of course I have my dish towels and my little soap dish that I use for that with a little festive touch there. And from this angle, I'll just show you the mantle. You can see how it ties in. And then of course, I had to do the breakfast table. I love how this one turned out. It's simple yet festive. And the lighting, I hope you can see it pretty good. I like the pattern on pattern. Like I said, I was going for that old world feel this year. So I really do like how it ended up being a lot of pattern on pattern. I never did do my napkins. I was gonna get some napkin rings and do them and just set them here. But Lacey has this thing about getting napkins, and so I just didn't feel like it was worth it. So I just kept them right here. These are the same picks that I used in my other vase in the dining room. And they came with these pine cones on the bottom. I ended up cutting them off and putting them down in the bottom of the vase, and I really like how that looks. So I was very pleased with how this turned out, and it just gives a festive touch everywhere you look. I feel like it's not overdone. I didn't do a lot up here this year, but it was just enough to feel Christmassy and make it feel festive. We'll go out and look at the front door, or at least I'll open it and let you see. I didn't do much out here, but I did do the wreath, and this is the wreath holder that I ended up finding at the consignment shop. This is a wreath that I made a few years ago. I should have like ironed out that bow or something, but I just didn't. Like I said, it was everything easy this year for Christmas. Like you saw, there's a lot that I didn't do that I could have done, a lot that I wish in a way that I had done. And I've talked about when I was doing my decorating videos, things that I'm making a list of for next year that I want to do. But this year, we had just moved in the house. We've only been in a couple months. I have issues with my feet and ankles and stuff, so I didn't want to overdo it. And I did more downstairs in some ways, I think, than I did upstairs. And that was because I needed to put that whole room together. That room was not already done. So I'm excited to bring you down there and show you everything in that room because I really like how that turned out. But up here, I was really fine with it. And I think overall, I just had to cut myself a break this year and say, this is good enough. I was unpacking a box at a time to see what was in it. And I'm actually pretty proud when I think that all I did was open a box at a time, and whatever I found is what I used to decorate with. I didn't have complete access to all of my things all at once because they were all packed up from the move. So overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it. And the whole point of this message is sometimes, you know, things are just going on in life and we've got to cut ourselves some slack and give ourselves grace that enough is enough and good enough is good enough. And that's how I felt this year for Christmas. I did slow decorating. I took my time with it. I enjoyed every second of decorating this year. It made me feel good to do what I did, and I've been happy with it. It could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot better. I could have added lights, which would have made it a lot prettier to things that don't have lights already, but it is what it is. And like I said, it was good enough. This is my favorite room in the whole house. I love this room. I feel like it's definitely the coziest of all the rooms. We're still in the process of putting this room together. The boxes you see behind me are what I ended up pulling so I can do the New Year's Tablescape. But I'm so happy with how this room turned out for Christmas. It's cozy, it's festive, it's everything I want in an old world Christmas. I wanted the upstairs and the downstairs to feel cohesive, and I feel like they do. This room was a complete disaster before I started decorating for Christmas. Everything was just a hodgepodge. I had just recently gotten this coffee table from a consignment shop, and that kind of helped bring all of the furniture in the room together. The couch we bought from the previous owner, and the 2 chairs were purchased from the previous owner. And so it was just kind of a hodgepodge. These pillows were the inspiration for the whole room. I found these at the consignment shop. And then I also got this pillow at a local consignment shop. And the green ones I already had. All of the other blankets and everything I already had. This jolly old Santa Claus book, I loved it. I thought it was the perfect find at my local chapel for the little thrift shop that they did. And then this bowl was just a recent consignment shop find as well, because I'm looking for all things for this room. I have my Santa, which was thrifted a few years ago. And then my little Merry Christmas signs, which I think are the cutest. Those were also thrifted a few years ago, and I just love them. Again, next year, I would definitely put like lights in these things. A few things I've noticed about this that I would have changed. So I have the arrangement up at the top for my vase, and then I have the wicker vase down at the bottom. So I feel like it's kind of heavy on the flowers on that side. So I would have probably moved the brown vase over to this side and moved the candlestick over here and balance that out a little bit more. But those are all things that I'll take note of for next year. I noticed the same things on the shelves. I would have just moved a couple things around on the shelves. And of course, like I said with the shelves when I was doing this, they need to be moved down, but I needed Whitney here to be able to do that. In this room, we still don't have everything hung on the walls, you can see. But I just wanted to go ahead and get things done for Christmas, and I love how this room turned out. It makes me feel warm and cozy, everything about it. And in the back, I really like how this console ended up turning out. If you remember when I was decorating it, I had no idea what I wanted to do with this console. And then I remembered I had these lanterns, and I was able to find these picks, and then I found my signs, and I think they are so perfect for this. I love the fact that I ended up bringing in this picture, which we will hang on the wall. And then this tray was a consignment find, or actually I got that at the estate sale that I went to in the neighborhood. So I really like how that ended up turning out. And over here, I did my little beverage station. I had these 2 stockings, and I thought they would work perfectly over here on the fireplace. I just didn't really have any room to put them over there. So then I ended up deciding to hang them on these doors. And I like how it looks, but I probably would prefer like a wreath or something there, and figure out a way next year to get the stockings on the mantle. I do think they would look good with the other stockings that I have there. I just set up my tiered tray. I kept it as simple as I could. I didn't go overboard on anything. I just pulled out things that I had as I found them and just put it together. I love the little Santa Claus ornament, the Noel plate, and then of course, my little puppy dog ornament I think is so cute. And I kept my other tiered tray simple, and then I just wanted to kind of bring it across. And so it just stayed, like I said, very simple, using only the things that I found and pulled out. But I really do like how it looked, and I feel like it tied in with everything else and gave me that little bit of peppermint charm that I love every year. And then if you saw my most recent video, I was so excited to do the outdoor tablescape. I wanted this table to have a more rustic vibe because we're in the woods, so I wanted it to feel like it matched the setting, and I think I accomplished that. But I also wanted it to have a festive look, which is where the present boxes came in, and I think it just turned out so cute and exactly the festive touch out here that I wanted. I love the fact that from inside the house, this is what you see, and if you're out here, you see all of that, and I just love it. This is actually the lighting's better here where you can see the plates better. I think these plates are beautiful. I love how I was able to get all of this texture with the different placemats. So I just love how this one turned out. And I did do it more forward facing because we're gonna be looking at it from inside. But I just love the feel of walking in and outside. It was exactly what I needed out there. I had pulled these trees out, but hadn't done anything with them yet as far as my last decorating video went. But I ended up plugging these in. Of course, you see the card, but it's all good. But I like how that looked in that little alcove right there. I don't know ultimately when we are putting the house together what we're gonna end up doing in that alcove, but for now, I definitely think the Christmas trees look great there. Deciding not to do place settings on this table this year. Time got away from me and everything, so I just kind of let that one go. This is a place setting I was thinking about using. I like the way that it pulled from the other placemats with the gold, and I wanted to bring in more of the green since I had the red, but of course I could have used the green side as well. But I would have used some of my crystal glasses and my gold flatware. I had it all planned out. I just never got around to doing it. I think this would have been really pretty, and I would like to have seen the table with it all completely done. However, I have to bring everything from downstairs up. We were using this table every day, so I just decided it was better to leave it like this. I'm not gonna do the whole thing for you, but I did want to give you a taste of what it would have looked like. Here's a look at it with the green side of the placemats. I think either one works. I like the red for what I did this year, but I think if I wanted a more subtle look, the green would be very pretty as well, especially with the place setting. I think the green side really works well with the little detail in the table runner. I've had these table runners for a couple of years and I really, really like it. It's very Christmassy, but I definitely like it. Whitney and the girls went to town to run a few errands, so we're gonna get to this table. I am so excited to do my New Year's table. I love a good New Year's table. I've done it a few times and I'm so excited to try to recreate as closely as possible the one I did a few years ago.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way.
The other day I went through the storeroom to see if I could find any of my New Year's things and I was able to find it. So I was so excited that I know I can do a New Year's table now. So I will always go with silvers, golds, blacks, whites for New Year's. I was able to find some silver picks that I've used in the past. I looked for things that were the right color scheme and then also things that were festive. So I'm going to be using my white sparkly table runners because that's the best I have for this. And I'm just hoping I'll be able to pull everything together with the colors that I'm going with. I have these white sparkly Christmas trees, so I was thinking I might be able to use some of these. I'm not going to open it right now, but you'll see I have some gold Christmas trees that I found. And then I am going to be going super sparkly with my place setting. So I've got these plates that I'm going to be using, and I think I'm going to stack them. I love the like super sparkly, and this one is more kind of goldish silver but leans more towards silver, and this one I think has both but leans a little more gold. So I think they actually work really nice and kind of bring out the colors that I want. And then this is the charger I'm going to use. I love these. These are actually platters, but I got them to use as chargers. And I love this combination. I think it's gonna look really elegant and really nice for New Year's, but also what I'm wanting for this table is our anniversary is this coming Saturday. So today is actually New Year's Eve, and then Saturday on the 4th is our anniversary. The 3rd is Whitney's birthday. So I want the table to work for New Year's, but also to be able to transition and work for his birthday and our anniversary. And then I'm gonna try these. I'm not sure if I will end up using these or not, but I did this a couple years ago and I used this as the base, and then I put the other three. Actually, I had a different topper plate than this one, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. Last time I did this, it was more silver and white. I may end up trying that one, but I'm thinking I'll use this as the base. We will see, but I pulled this. I'm not sure if I will go with this napkin ring. Definitely the black napkins with this, I think, is gonna look really good. But I may use these or I may use my sparkly napkin rings. I'm not sure yet. So I've got lots of different things to play with. I've got my gold sparkly, they're kind of gold and silver sparkly vases. And like I said, lots of picks and some festive things for New Year's. So I'm going to see what I can end up putting together. And then I'm going to also see if there's things that I can put on the table for New Year's, but maybe pull off, that it'll still work nosely for the anniversary and Whitney's birthday. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do for the centerpiece, but I know I'm gonna try using the Christmas trees, and I found these gold Christmas trees the other day, so I'm gonna try using those. But I also ended up keeping out the brass candlesticks and these because I was thinking I may be able to work that in. My hanger just fell. So I'm not sure about that, but I'm thinking some of this may work. And then, like I said, I've got all the different picks and everything. I've got everything laid out here, ready to go. So let's see what we can come up with for the centerpiece.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. I was just kind of laying out what I had so I can see, but I probably do want to try to use these vases, but I have these picks to put in it because I need something that can like bring all of the colors together. The crystals on this tie in with the white. These I'm not really sure about. I like them, but I'm not positive if they'll work, but also the vases are a little bit darker. So I want to play around with what I'm going to do in the vases and then the spread, but I also have my New Year's hats and other things that I usually put on the table. So I'm just going to play around some more with the centerpiece and see what I end up coming up with.
And here's my trusty friend.
Here's what I have so far for the base of the table, and I like it. I like these two vases with the picks. Now I have other picks that I'm going to add to it to make it a little more festive. So I have some things over here and I have some more silver things there. So I'm definitely going to add things to make it festive. And I told you about my hats. So I have my little Happy New Year hats that I will somehow add onto the table. And this is what I was talking about, things that I can put this on the table, but if I take that off, with just everything else, it will be perfect for the anniversary. So that's my goal with the table, is getting it so that it'll work for both New Year's and our anniversary. I'm going to play around some more and see what we come up with. And I did decide to take these two off. I feel like the color schemes for everything else kind of works better. And because these are different sizes, I just felt like they would have needed to be part of the centerpiece, excuse me, part of the centerpiece, and I like the vases better. So for now, I'm going to keep it like this.
We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
I have a few different gold picks that I want to try. I like the way the silver toned down these vases, but I want to try a little bit of the champagne gold to see what that does. I'm just not sure about it with the white, and I'm not sure if this is the right pick, but I just wanted to add it and see. Oh yeah, actually I think I do kind of like that. Yeah, let's see. Hopefully I'll have enough of these. I only had a few. I don't have all of my gold picks up here. I just had a few that I think were in a bucket that I had used for New Year's Eve, maybe that last time I did the table for New Year's Eve. Here's a look at the two arrangements. This one has the gold leaves and this one doesn't. I do think I like it with, but I need to play around with it a little bit more. It fills it out a little, which I actually kind of like. So we'll play around with it a little bit more and see. But I think so far I'm liking it. I do feel like I want to fill in something along the runner. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for that. But I do kind of like how it's turning out so far. I have these, so I'm going to see if they work somewhere. I don't know if I should put it in the arrangement like that, or perhaps just on the table. Maybe like that. I'm not sure. I kind of like that addition to the arrangement too. It's like the more I go, the more I like it. Added so much to the picks and they got really wide, I decided to try moving them away from the center tree and then move the skinnier trees over, and I think I like that a lot. I still need to do something at the bottom there, but I do think I like this. It spreads out the colors more and I can play around with spacing everything else and then see what else I'm going to end up adding to the table. But I think I'm liking this right now. Here's everything I'm working with. I do have more gold picks downstairs. I just don't know where they are in the storeroom, and I would have to dig a lot. So I'm gonna try to make it with just those, although I think more gold ones would look good. But I'm gonna see what I can do with the silver and these champagne picks. I might be able to use these along the table.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. Yet for all lang syne, for all lang syne. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. Trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out.
I tried adding more picks. I added more of these picks all across the table and made it like a table runner. Didn't realize that I hadn't filmed it. So I ended up taking them off, and I'm not gonna redo it again, but I just felt like it was too busy. It was pretty, but it was just too busy for my taste. So I ended up just backing off. So what I've ended up doing is in between these two Christmas trees on each side, I put a couple of those picks, and then I ended up putting the silver picks in between. And I just wanted to keep that festive touch. So right here, I ended up putting the little curlies, and I had the white ribbon one that I really like, so I ended up doing that one. And I just kind of spaced things out, and like I said, removed some of the things that I had so it was covering like the whole table. But I think part of the reason I don't like it when it gets too busy as far as like a garland is that our table is very narrow, and I want to make sure that we have room to put everything that we need, and I just think it's too much visual stimulation for me. But if it had a wider table, it would probably work out better. So I think I like it right now. I also tried putting the candlesticks on it. I tried my brass candlesticks, and I think it's just a little too crowded. I don't really have a good place for it. It looked good. I liked the brass. I was just gonna get one and show you. I kind of like the addition of the brass on the table. I just don't feel like I have a great spot to put it, but you can see it does look good with the brass on the table. So I think I'm done with the centerpiece for right now. One of the things that I like about it is I feel like it's very festive for New Year's, but for our anniversary and Whitney's birthday, I can easily just take a few things off of the table and make it work for that. I think if I wanted to, I could make the brass candlesticks work, but I just think it ends up getting, like I said, a little too busy for me. So I'm gonna leave them off, but that might be a switch that I make when I change it out for our anniversary table.
And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees.
The girls are outside. They've been sleeping. Lily wants to come in, poor little thing, but I can't let them in because I've got a mess going on over here. There's Lacey. She's dead asleep, but I brought my plates up. I'm getting ready to start setting the table. So we're gonna see what we end up with, but I have to say, I really do like the table, and I feel like from afar, it looks really good. It's very eye-catching.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back.
Whitney let the girls in, and he's outside with Lily right now. So, of course, they're going to be up to something. Lacey's not going to go down those stairs. She's acting like she is, but she is not going down those stairs.
I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
This is what I've ended up with, and I love it. I think it turned out really well. I'm gonna do a few more things. I want to take some of the Christmas out of this because you see it with the table, and I want my table to blend with Christmas, but since this is right here with it, I think I'm going to go ahead and take some of that red out and maybe the green and do a little something there. But I do think it blends with everything else I have going on in the living room, and it's okay to have that a little still Christmas because we're blend the holidays, right? So I think I'm going to do that. But in the meantime, before I do that, we are going to watch LSU. Bowl game is about to start right now. We're huge LSU fans, so we are going to go watch the game, and I will finish this up later.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light.
Say Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It's New Year's Day. Whitney's cooking. Whitney's cooking a pork roast. So I'm going to take a look at it. It's been cooking almost all day. It's looking good. And we're going to do rice and gravy. He'll cook the gravy, and we'll have rice and gravy and pork roast. And if you know, you know. It is the absolute best.
Weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Happy New Year! It is 2025. It's New Year's Day. Whitney's inside cooking. He's making some green beans to go with the pork roast. I said it earlier, if you know, you know, on that pork roast. It's a tradition for us that on New Year's, a lot of times we'll make it. We don't do it every year, but a lot of times we do. It was something my aunt used to make. And if you're from South Louisiana, you know about pork roast. Whitney's mom used to make it too. And it was one of our, holiday traditions. Lily's out here with me. She's scurrying around back there. if you can see her. But yeah, it was one of our holiday traditions. We love it. So we decided for this year, we kind of took it easy last night for Christmas Eve, and we just ate some things we had around the house. And then today we wanted to make the pork roast. So we're about to do that. We are going to enjoy that beautiful New Year's table that I created. I did end up going around in that area and taking out more Christmassy stuff that was in the dining room and the dresser that I have right outside of the dining room. So I'll show you what that looks like so you can see the whole finished product together. I felt like by taking out some of the green Christmas trees, adding in those other gold trees that I didn't use, and a few other things, just taking off that red bow, it kind of tied everything together and made it more cohesive color scheme and got rid of the Christmassy stuff there. I am planning to take down my Christmas stuff early. I think I'm going to start taking it down tomorrow. Usually I'll wait till after our anniversary and our Whitney's birthday on the 3rd and 4th, and then Epiphany is on the 6th. So usually on the second week or so of January before I start taking down, but I'm ready for a fresh start. We've got projects going on, something exciting. I'm actually going to be meeting with an interior designer tomorrow, talking about our very first big project that we're doing in the house, which is going to be our living room fireplace. We're going to change it to a stone fireplace. So we're going to be going over some things for that. I'm super excited. I'm going to share all of that with you. You saw the little clip of us watching the LSU game, and that was in the media room. I actually took footage, but I'm not putting that in this video. I'll probably do another video with that where I show you where we were hanging the not Christmas trees, hanging the TVs. We finally got them installed just the other day. I think it was like a couple days after Christmas, they came and installed the TVs. So now we actually have our media room that we can use. Of course, you saw the boxes in there of all the stuff I've been using to decorate the table. So I got a lot to clean out, put away. I'm ready for that fresh start. I've already started working on my goals for 2025. I've got a lot of exciting things that I'm working on, things that I'm planning for this year. It's going to be a really special year. 2024 was a very special year for us because we found this house, and this is our retirement home. We had been looking for so long for our retirement home, and we finally found it. And now we have all these projects we want to do for it, so we're going to be getting started on that. So it's going to be a very exciting year, and I can't wait to share it with you. Cooking, the girls are roaming around, they're ready to eat supper. I'm going to get to feeding them here in a minute. I just wanted to show you the final table. Like I said, we're getting ready to use it, so I'm excited. And this is just what I was talking about, where I added these trees, took off the green trees that I had here, and took off the ribbon. I left the picks that I had in the vase, just a little bit of red, I think is fine. It was just the large amount of red and green that I took out. Whitney's making a lot of noise in the kitchen. I'm not sure if you hear, but I just wanted to show you this before I sign off of this video. I took all the Christmassy picks off of this as well, and I think it just ties everything together nicely. I love the way the table turned out, and I'm so excited for our pork roast tonight. And by the way, in case you're wondering, LSU did win the game last night. So Lacey is in the kitchen waiting for her supper. So I'm gonna go feed the girls, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sit. Good girl. Lacey, good girl. Good. That was crazy. It took forever. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.